It's a joke, fair enough. But who the hell's laughing? It ain't you two. It ain't me. And it's not the American people. Chris Cuomo said it earlier when he talked about how the number one obligation, the number one issue was the economy. This is Donald Trump that we're talking about here. The man, we have to concede, is a master at trying to spin things. He knows that the economy is the number one issue. He also knows that he can't fix that unilaterally. He's going to need an extensive amount of help. The chances of him getting that are going to be very challenging. So what does he do? He focuses on immigration, and he starts talking about all of these people that need to be arrested. Well, there's millions upon millions upon millions of people that crossed the border illegally over the last 4 years. How many people have been detained and sent away? I think that number's at about 1,000. Are all of these people criminals, as Chris Cuomo talked about earlier? Absolutely not. All of them are not criminals. There are immigrants in this country who are not criminals. Most of them are not criminals. The ones that are the criminals, how many of them are you getting? Oh, by the way, look at where you're getting some of these folks from. You could get them in L.A., you could get them in Florida. You could get them a host of other places where you know they've crossed the border illegally and they're causing all types of trouble. But that's not a good look right now because of the wildfires that's taking place in the second largest state in the country, in California. So we take all of those things into consideration. And why do I bring something like that up? Because it's a distraction. It's an evasive maneuver. It's what Donald Trump does very, very well. And the reason I'm not saying that, Bill, at this particular moment in time, in the negative. See, the Democrats tried to do it too. They just weren't very good at it. He's better at it than them. That's really what this comes down to.
All right, let me just jump in for a minute.
Look at these,
look,
please.
You guys want information tonight, I'll give it to you. Yes. The reason that Donald Trump said the words Guantanamo Bay, you want to know the reason? I've been there twice. I reported from there twice. Was because he's being very successful in cutting down the so-called migrant interactions with the Border Patrol. In fact, they're down 60% in 10 days. 6-0. Why? Because they're scared. He's scared the people who wanted to come here. Now he's scaring them more with Guantanamo Bay. That's why he's doing it. Economy. Trump is doing exactly what Ronald Reagan did when he took over in 1981 from Jimmy Carter. Exactly. The executive orders on the fossil fuel and ginning up, making it easier for them to operate, will bring down inflation. But it won't bring it down in 10 days. Whereas Trump can succeed on the immigration front in 10 days, but he's going to need a couple of months on the economic stuff. And that is what is happening.
I disagree about the effect of drilling more. The country's never drilled and pumped out more than it is currently. I think it's more complicated than that, but I do believe that he is trying to avoid it because it's harder. And the scrutiny, instead of just going after Trump because what he is or how Elon Musk signals to the crowd, they should be talking about, hey, he's doing a lot, but it's not helping a lot. He froze funding. He doesn't want to cut spending. He froze funding, and now he's got MLK Day that he's going to have to give back. And then he had Medicaid getting shut down in states, and he had to undo that. You know, people think that action must mean good action, and it doesn't always. And you're seeing that in real time. There's plenty to scrutinize. They just have to scrutinize the right things, and the Democrats just keep missing the ball.
They have to scrutinize the right things. The Democrats you keep dropping the ball in terms of pinpointing exactly what to scrutinize. When you listen to some of the stuff that they were talking about in Capitol Hill with a number of the confirmation or a number of confirmation hearings, some of the things they just reminded you of how tone deaf they are. So we get that part about the left. As it pertains to Trump, I think the important thing to recognize and to remember, just from a common American citizen out here, is this. It all comes back to the money. Even when you're talking immigration, it comes back to the money. Because if you have people crossing the borders illegally, okay, there's more people in this country that need to be taken care of. How do you do that without utilizing taxpayer money? You have to utilize taxpayer money in order to make those things happen.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.